Who killed the princes in the tower? Let's look at the suspects. When their father died in 1483, he became the next king. He became Edward V. But because Edward was only 12 years old, he was under the protection of his uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester. The Duke became the Lord Protector, and he immediately put Edward in the Tower of London for his own protection. And he was soon joined by his 9-year-old brother, Richard. But of course, that's where the story goes cold. They were never seen again. He was never crowned. Richard declared them illegitimate, and he proclaimed himself King Richard III. And so, of course, it has long been suspected that these young boys were murdered in the tower. But there are actually a number of suspects about who might have ordered their execution, so let's look at it. The prime suspect has long been Richard III. He declared his own nephews illegitimate, he then declared himself King of England, and he then became increasingly paranoid about other people trying to steal the throne from him. His claim would have always been contested so long as his nephews survived, so indeed perhaps he did order their murder. The next suspect is King Henry VII. It was very much in his interest that these boys were dead, because so long as they were alive, he could never have hoped to have claimed the throne. And indeed, following his seizure of the throne from Richard III in 1485, he executed a number of rival claimants. The next suspect is Margaret Beaufort, the mother of Henry VII. She was absolutely desperate to have her son, Henry Tudor, on the throne and would have done anything to make this happen. She had a very, very wide spy network with loads of men loyal to her, so it was easily possible for her to order the murder of those two boys from afar. Next up is John Howard, the first Duke of Norfolk. He was a very, very loyal friend to Richard III. He was also in charge of the Tower of London when the boys were in his custody. He also benefited greatly from the death of the younger prince because he was awarded that prince's Norfolk estates. Next up is Henry Stafford, the second Duke of Buckingham. There are various rumours and theories that he took it upon himself to murder the princes in the tower in order to gain favour with Richard III. However, his favour, if he had won any, did not last for long because he was later executed by Richard III. There are also some theories that Richard III's wife, Queen Anne, was responsible for her nephew's deaths. People speculate that by removing her nephews, she was assisting her husband in maintaining their thrones. But I'm less convinced about this. But what do you guys think? Who do you think was responsible ultimately for the murders of the princes?